Hello and welcome, this is rooflemonger, and with MK11 Ultimate right around the corner, we're of course all just very hype and excited for the new custom variations allowed in ranked and tournament play, and just all the new possibilities it offers. So with that said, I figured let's throw together a top 10 list of just some of the crazier moves in the game. Now, you can order them really however you want here. I just want to highlight these moves because they're particularly nuts. But that said, just two notes here. First up here, literally everything is subject to balance changes. So anything I say here could 100% be tweaked, and a lot of them almost guaranteed to be tweaked. So when you're theory crafting your awesome variation, just keep in mind that it is all subject to change. And secondly here, that's why we got Terminator. So we know some moves simply won't be allowed. Terminator's Terminate is an example here, because Terminator's Terminate changes how the game works. While he has Terminate up, he doesn't play the same game anymore. He tanks through everything, everything has armor, so the game is just a different game while he has it up. Therefore, it will not be allowed for competitive play. There will probably be a couple more like that, but not too many more, hopefully. The other thing I want to mention here is, as per 16-bit, who works on the game, all the variation slots, the consumption numbers, are the same. So variation moves usually take 1 or 2 slots. So all the ones that take 2 slots will still be 2 slots. All the ones that take 1 slot will still be 1 slot. So they will be balanced accordingly around that. Now that all said, hey, let's start with some of the crazy moves. So first up, I want to talk Shang Tsung, and I want to talk corpse drops, and specifically amplified corpse drops, which is not a move that is currently in one of the competitive variations. So you can already amplify the move, but what this does is it launches. It's a combo starter. So you can just kind of get crazy. Now, once again, variation moves, they're keeping the same amount of slots, right? So this is a 1-slot move versus Ground Sparks, which is like a 2-slot move, right? So we have a lot more to work with. And if you're just talking like basic combo structure, hey, that's an easy 33, right? And that's just off the top of my head. Like, I'm sure you can tweak and all that kind of stuff, and it's nowhere near optimal. But it gives you basic B&Bs off all the stuff you want. The one weakness versus Ground Sparks is, while a lot of your big strings that you want to start combos with, they work just great. Like, yo, that's almost 40% right there, right? But some other strings that you can reliably get a decent conversion off the Ground Sparks, not so much here, because the Corpse Drops is a slower move, but still, once again, a 1 variation point move versus a 2 variation point move, right? So, in essence, that's kind of the trade. But simply put, it just makes one of the best moves in the game, because Corpse Drops is one of the best moves in the game. Just a little bit deadlier, because combo potential is king, and all of a sudden, when you're just getting the big damage off just stray hits, and of course, if you want to be a little tricky about it, you can get a little bit of combo conversion just off your regular stray corpse drops anyways, right? So yeah, it's going to be something to really keep in mind for Shang Tsung. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal. Now here's one I don't expect to make it in, honestly, although I really want to. But it's kind of like Terminator's Terminate in that it kind of really changes up how the game works. And that Scarce's Lost in Spare Time. So look at the clock right now. So at 75... oh, it says 44 all of a sudden. So with this move, you can add or remove time to the clock, right? And ideally, you'd be removing time from the clock to time scam people. It's really crazy. I really can't put it any other way. To manipulate time, something E Honda would have loved to have back in the day, to be sure, right? So maybe it won't make it in. Maybe it's too crazy. But the ability just to remove time and get timeout victories to make the enemy always playing against the clock, man, what a dream. So Sindel, let's get crazy. So Sindel has Enhanced Regal Presence, which lets her do all sorts of crazy moves from her flight. Now flight is generally only good for movement in and of itself, because, well, you can't do too much from it. But Enhanced Regal Presence lets you be Akuma for one. Look at the amazing arc on this fireball. Absolutely ridiculous. It's far from the only thing you can do. You can also scream in the air. You also have this big old Gorilla Grodd launcher here. And you can also stay in the air. If you hold up after you do your move, you stay airborne. Then all of a sudden your weird zoning stance here, well, the fun times don't end as long as you keep holding up. So you can play just a basically different kind of game. So at any given point, and of course, because it's 2 variation points, you can still have low screamer, which is like the best fireball in the game, basically. So don't worry about that, right? But yeah, so 2 points, man. You have to do whatever you want else with it. And any random jump is now a threat. Because now I can just spam you like I'm Akuma from Street Fighter. Or any stray hit becomes a Marvel versus Capcom combo. Because you can just go absolutely crazy. Juggle, juggle, juggle forever, forever, forever. Once again, subject to balance changes. But as it stands, this turns Sindel into an even bigger threat than she already is. Now, let's talk Scorpion, and let's talk the Demon Dash. Now, you probably don't think too much about it. It's just a charge move, right? And hey, you can enhance it. That's kind of cool. But in and of itself, doesn't seem like much until you realize one fact about it. So, up close, 7 frame startup, which means nothing is safe anymore. So -7 on block, this string here Koto's doing is specifically -7, is traditionally, it's the safe number, right? Like technically a couple people with like 6 frame jabs can punish it, but for the most part, this is the safe number of the game. -7 means you're safe, anything above -7 means you're not safe. However, see, unlike Scorpion's jab, which is also 7 frames, this move here being 7 frames, you are allowed to special cancel and get on that frame versus a normal coming out a frame later. So that means we cannot punish with this 7 frame move. However, we can punish with this 7 frame move. So all of a sudden, so many moves in the game which are considered safe on block against Scorpion are no longer safe. Now, once again, everything you're seeing here subject to balance changes. So this was one I would expect to be balance change. But as it stands right now, this makes Scorpion even more terrifying than he currently is, because all of a sudden he becomes the character that can punish the unpunishable. And 15% for something you thought was safe is pretty crazy. So yeah, watch out against Scorpion. If this one doesn't get changed, he's absolutely going up the tier list. Now, of course, we couldn't make this video without talking about Sub-Zero's Ground Ice, the old classic Mortal Kombat 2 puddle. So as you can see here, big old plain words, unblockable. Meaning, if you're there and your feet were on the ground, you're gonna get got. Now, what's extra crazy about this move as it currently stands is it does not introduce damage scaling. So normally, if I freeze someone and I uppercut them, the damage is scaled. It doesn't do the full 140, right? But whatever your first hits are after the ground puddle, they are just as they should be. So basically, the combo scaling doesn't start until you get that first hit in. So you're doing much more damage than you ever would off a freeze, because the freeze initiates the damage scaling for a combo. So it's just absolutely wild. Suffice to say, I shouldn't have to tell you what the applications of an unblockable move are, right? It is very strong. Any given knockdown, you can chuck her out. Hey, you kind of got to deal with it. Now, once again here, it's a fixed position, right? So if you were to roll away or something, it's not going to work. And also to note here, if you're in a position where you have to wake up into it, you are allowed to jump right away. Like, even if it's super meaty, you're still allowed to jump. Like, if you wake up into it, then sure, you're froze, whatever. But it's not inescapable, so you do have that option available to you. But as it stands still, with all that said, man, an incredibly powerful move. And people who want to play some Sub-Zero, they're going to have a lot of fun with that. And of course, hey, Rising Ice as well, right? Bunch of new combo opportunities, to say the least. So this is a new day for Sub-Zero. Now, Cabal. I did mention this in the other video, yes. But in this list, if we're talking about like broken moves that, change up how the game's played with custom variations, we have to talk about Slight Gas, the Air Dash special move, because this absolutely changes the game. This lets Cabal play like a character from a different genre of fighting game, right? So we have to mention it. And in and of itself, there's not too much to talk about. Hey, it just lets Cabal air dash, like an anime fighter, which Mortal Kombat is decidedly not, right? So when you're talking about crazy air mobility, maybe Mortal Kombat has like weird teleports and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to like air mobility, that's never been a Mortal Kombat thing. And now all of a sudden, Cabal, hey, he can do it. Even something as ridiculous as this, you know, to be able to threaten with projectiles from full screen because he can just dash his way in and go for it. From that simple stuff to just being belligerent with jumping normals and all sorts of combo opportunities he gets because it's all new combo routes thanks to this. I can't really put it any other way, and this is one of the most insane moves in the game. And now if Cabal can use this in ranked and tournament play, the chains are coming off because you're about to see a whole new Cabal, and that's really all there is to say. So let's talk Johnny Cage's stunt double here. It's pretty good. So he calls his stunt double as advertised, as you can see here, and they just do a nice little run in and do what they're gonna do. And heck, for the overhead, if you enhance it, it creates a capture state, which is a mid, so no neutral ducking it. And you can just do whatever combos you want to do after the fact, as you can see there. Now, the one thing you might immediately say to me, well, hey, it's slow. And hey, guilty as charged. Slow is definitely the word for it. But here's the secret of the move and why I find it really interesting. So, Johnny, can you hit him out of it? Well, yeah, you can hit him, but the move's happening no matter what. Like, here we are, like, literally the fastest possible timing I can do and, like, still reach him. And guess what? That stunt double is coming no matter what I do. So, yeah, you can hit Johnny out of it, but he's basically creating a trap for you. Sure, you can take the hit, but now you're in a pressure situation because that guy's coming for you, and you gotta deal with it. And it can create a lot of situations where simply he can combo you off a trade, he can deal with you in a lot of ways. So yeah, you might want to do it and set up as like a knockdown or something, but Johnny is very safe in doing it in that the stunt double's coming. He got the paycheck, so he's coming no matter what, even if Johnny got hit, right? So it's just one of those things where it almost wants to bait you into trying to hit him out of it, because you know what? That might be exactly the plan and you just played into it. So this is one basically with a lot of potential, and we're going to have to see how the set play, all the setups and all that go in the future, but I really like this move. Okay, been waiting to get to this one here because it's a nutter of a move, and this is Frost's Core Trap, this guy right here. So by itself, well, hey, nothing's happening, right? Well, it works kind of like those weird single-player modifiers. So if you get them on the edge here where the beam are, they take damage, and boom. They're froze. And it doesn't take very long to freeze them. So this is like one of the ultimate set play setup kind of moves, because you're going to knock people down, they're going to wake up into this, and you're going to block string them. And once again here, that's unblockable, right? So you're just going to get frozen. So if you block in that string too long while you're in that laser, you're going to get frozen anyways. And you know what? Depending on the setup, you know, if you try to jump out and, you know, not block the whole thing, right? I still might hit you and keep you in a combo long enough in the corner in the laser that you get frozen anyways. So Frost kind of wins out no matter what. Now, this move inherently takes offensive bar. There is no non-EX version of this move. And fair enough, because it is ridiculously powerful. But just keep in mind that if you're just burning all your bar, you need an offensive bar to make it go. But when it comes to just pure set play power, pure deviousness, pure cheapness, honestly, this is one of the biggest moves to watch out for, because man, oh man, oh man. At absolute worst, it's just a DOT, right? It's 1% damage a tick, and you know what? Hey, that's fine, right? Like, if that's the worst you're getting is just free unblockable damage, that's not the worst thing in the world. And the reward, man, people are gonna panic. But man, oh man, oh man, trust me, if this isn't nerfed significantly, this is one of the biggest possible moves to look out for come Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. For Joker, I don't think I gotta elaborate too much on this one. Joker has Jackie's Bionic Leap. This is the move called Boing. And it works the same way. You can go close, you can go far. So yeah, is it subject to change? 100%. But as it stands, it's just like Bionic Jackie. He can leap anywhere he wants. And yeah, just like Jackie, he can do it in the middle of strings too and all that fun stuff. Not too much to say other than Jackie's Leap is one of the most busted moves in this game's history. And Joker has the same kind of idea. And now he's going to be able to play around with it as well. So get ready for that. I know there's not a lot of people who love Joker, because Joker's kind of really good, and he's probably going to get better yet. And finally, we gotta talk Spawn. Spawn has so many crazy custom moves, and to talk about one specifically, we're going to talk about Soul Forfeit, which is this guy right here. And hey, he's glowing all weird now. And you might notice when I do it, I'm losing one of my offensive bars. It just gets deleted. But what happens at this point is, if basically it's like playing training mode. It's basically turning on easy crushing blows, but in a real match. So let's say I go for Unholy Veil, right? Normally this only triggers a crushing blow if you hold it and like get a projectile in there, right? You block the projectile, then you punish them, boom, get the crushing blow. But with this up here, doesn't matter. I always get the crushing blow no matter what it is I do. Uppercut, crushing blow, didn't need to do anything. As you can see here, normally it's not going to trigger, but as soon as I have this guy up, everything can be a crushing blow right away. Now the downsides, on top of you losing the bar, right? The damage is lessened just a little bit. So we have this crushing blow right now. It says 165, right? And right now I do have easy crushing blows turned on. And at that point here, so it would be a regular crushing blow, well, it does 190, right? So you're doing a little bit less damage, but having a crushing blow on demand whenever you want it, and screw the requirements, that is another game-changing ideal. And once again, this is one of the reasons why this upcoming Mortal Kombat 11 balance patch is so big, because letting us play with these moves in a serious competitive setting where they were never allowed before is just going to be absolutely bonkers. Another thing, like a base spawn special crushing blow, right? The forward throw crushing blow, remember that guy? And the insane combo ability it allows, because it is nuts. Hey, you can do whatever you want. And of course, remember, if you remember how this crushing blow works, if we just scroll down here, it really only works in the corner, right? If we do our forward throw here, it triggers the spawn lands a forward throw with his back to the corner, and you can do that anywhere you want now. You know, world's your oyster. So this unlocks so much potential for Spawn. It is absolutely insane, and it's one of the best examples why I am excited for custom variations for serious ranked and tournament play in Mortal Kombat 11. So that is some of my thoughts on the matter, and once again, as I mentioned in the previous video, there is so many possibilities. I can do like a top 20 list, you know, and it'll still be fine, because there's just so much the roster has to offer that for people who are more concerned with competitive play has been effectively locked away. Either completely unused moves or new combinations. People like Noob Saibot become the boss, gold, Ultra, Omega version of themselves. Scarlet, same deal. Maybe I'll make a video on those guys and just generally how you can be the best version of your own character now. If you want to see something like that, hey, put it in the comments below. But other than that, also speaking of the comments below, tell me the moves you are looking forward to the most variation-wise, because there is so much to play around with, and it's a new beginning for Mortal Kombat 11. And with all that said, before I ramble too much, I guess that's the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Mortal Kombat.